Alright, people. Story time. This was almost 20 years ago, so my memory might be a little hazy. With XCOM gone and no sign of any survivors from HQ, I had somehow fallen in with a couple of other misfits the aliens hadn't managed to kill yet. We mostly kept our heads down and scavenged what we could. Until one day we found a map. A map claiming to point towards a human sanctuary. A gathering place for those of us still out there. We were suspicious, of course. But we didn't really have much else to lose. 5 minutes in either direction and we would have never met. But for whatever reason, my little group seemed to get along pretty well. We weren't much more than wandering vagabonds at that point, but the map gave us a purpose. Something to work towards. That meant moving through occupied territory, though. So this was sure to be a test of our resolve. I had been moving in the fringes, surviving on whatever I could, wherever I could. Truth be told, I had just about given up on everyone by then. Our so-called leaders had already told the world the fight was over, and I was in no position to convince anyone otherwise.
Tiro desviado. I don't remember all the details, especially how I made it out of the base back then. I woke up in a smoking pile of rubble and crawled as far as I could. Beyond that, there was a lot of dark, bitter days in between.
Barely registered.
Está muerto. ¡Tiene que estarlo! Voy a necesitar recargar pronto.
We had hoped we could scavenge a few supplies. Maybe find something to eat at the diner. Unfortunately, the aliens didn't give us a whole lot of time to look around.
Preparada.
I'm ready.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
I'm trusting you here. Reloaded.
strange to think what it was like back then before Advent became the front. There were plenty of aliens, but a lot less barking. Stranger still is how quickly people forgot what the real faces of the war looked like. You wouldn't think the novelty of alien invaders would ever wear off.
Recibido.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Seems doable. Moving to Overwatch.
Come get some. Might have nicked him.
Days, the faceless weren't even disguised half the time. And there were all kinds of silly-ass rumors about shape-shifting animals, vehicles, all kinds of things. That made trust even harder to come by among strangers.
On the margins!
Hardly did anything.
We had to make do with whatever weapons we could scrounge up. We didn't know a whole lot about the alien tech back then. I figured if we actually found anything XCOM built, at least I could count on it being pointed at the aliens first.
I'm back in.
No problem, boss. Reloaded.
What's over there? I'm ready.
Te haré caso. En marcha.
Catch!
Adjusting aim! Ajustando tiro.
There's some damage here.
Vale, voy.
The first day went well, but now the aliens knew we were up to something. Our first stop yielded a few decent upgrades, but nothing that was gonna set the world on fire. And there was only so much we could take with us. We had to travel light if we were gonna keep up this pace. We had no idea who made the map in the first place, but if there really was some kind of hidden sanctuary out there, I wanted to see it for myself. The map was steering us right through town, but we figured maybe we'd creep through the cemetery instead to keep things quiet. I tried to take a few notes just in case we forged a new path. If history was going to be written by the victors, then I at least wanted to have something ready just in case we finally got our act together. We were all a little suspicious, but we managed to pick up another recruit near the cemetery. As risky as it was, we needed all the help we could get, and I wasn't worried about splitting the gear another way. Once we got close, the aliens were all over us pretty quick. What we found was difficult to face.
I guess that'll be okay.
Supongo que está bien.
Frag out!
Supongo que está bien. He fallado.
I'm on it.
Heading out. That is not good.
Missed! In the 2 years or so since we lost the base, I hadn't heard so much as a peep about XCOM, much less run into any familiar faces. Most people never knew we existed in the first place, so there wasn't a whole lot of point in asking around.
Only the best.
Adjusting sights!
Está muerto. Tiene que estarlo. Es hora de matar. Poniéndome en guardia.
Come get some!
I'd seen a few zombies during the early days of the invasion, but not like this. Not up close. They were human once, but we didn't have any choice. The last place you want to run into a bunch of psychic aliens is a cemetery full of fresh graves.
Si tú lo dices.
If you say so. Come get some.
Te haré caso. Lista para atacar. Explorando.
Let's rock!
On my way. Rock and roll.
I'm not sure I ever really believed in the prospect of finding survivors, and the weapons my team were after weren't going to do much on their own. Notice how I said team? That's when I started to realize what the actual payoff here was.
¿Qué hay ahí? ¿Qué hay ahí?
Okay, I'll go.
Guardia.
If they move, it's on.
Seems doable.
Overwatch.
A ello voy.
I've got movement here.
Sigue en pie.
Missed the target.
Eso es.
It's still up.
I hadn't felt a sense of camaraderie in a long time. Most people were respectful of the surviving war veterans that were still out here. Some might even offer us a friendly smile. Still, I ran into plenty of people who couldn't do anything but blame us. Soldiers, politicians, doctors. We had all failed someone in one way or another.
Heads down.
Te haré caso. De refilón. Munición en las últimas. Si tú lo dices. Le he dado, ¿no?
Let's get down to it.
Affirmative, covering now.
We had spent a fair amount of time together, but my new friends didn't know much about my background. To them, I was just an ex-military survivor, another broken-down veteran. As time went on, I think they started to piece it together on their own, and I didn't mind keeping them guessing.
I definitely got that one.
Vale, voy. Compruébalo antes de acercarse. Vale, voy. ¡Munición agotada! Come on, focus!
Get it together!
¡Creo que necesito ayuda!
I got to thinking about all the people I know for sure didn't make it out of HQ. Assuming the aliens haven't tried to clear it out, that mountain is the final resting place for a lot of good people. I had always hoped to go back there one day and put up a marker, or something at least.
fast!
Adelante. Ven y verás. Adelante. Ven y verás.
Locked and loaded. I'm watching.
Oh yeah. I'm going.
I'm trusting you here. Back online.
Poniéndome en guardia. Si tú lo dices. Afirmativo, cubriendo.
Overwatch confirmed.
Te haré caso.
What's over there?
¿Qué hay ahí? Afirmativo, cubriendo. ¿Todo cubierto?
I'm covering.
I can handle that. Come get some.
Got it covered. Anyone else hear that?
¿Qué hay ahí? Supongo que está bien.
I'll keep an eye on it.
That's how it's done.
I guess that'll be okay. Affirmative, covering now.
Todo cubierto.
Maybe a flash wound.
Ajustando miras. ¡Aquí llegan disparos! Get it together! ¡Aquí, toma! Vale, voy. Nada.
Okay, I'll go. Only winged him! This is for you! Taking fire over here! I might need some help. Barely registered.
Shot failed to connect.
What's over there? I'll get him next time.
Te haré caso. El blanco sigue en pie. Te haré caso. Le he dado, ¿no? Voy seca de munición.
Who's got a med kit?
The cemetery was rough, but my new recruits pulled together pretty well. We had gotten used to salvaging gear by that point. We'd picked through just about everything left on the alien bodies. The map was driving us towards what looked to be some kind of freight yard, but first we had to cut across the edge of town near a local dive bar. I remember being genuinely excited at the prospect of finding a nice, stiff drink. Unfortunately, the arrival of Advent had ushered in a new era of restrictions and bans, which meant pretty much anything that you might consider fun was outlawed. Still, there was a chance I might find something good out there in the boonies. Things were quiet when we showed up, but it looked like we had just missed the action, with all the hallmarks of an Advent sweep gone south. In those days, they were rounding up stragglers pretty aggressively, and it didn't take much to provoke a fight. We never did find out who it was, but odds are they were either convinced to move to a city center or dumped in a mass grave somewhere.